Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, please make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _. Alright? We're able to be a little more explicit, a little more uncensored, and share content freely without running the risk of having our channel terminated. So, once again, make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _. Alright, now let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, if y'all remember, a couple days ago, we covered the story on Boosie being arrested by federal agents shortly after beating his recent gun case that he caught back in May. Now, story has it that Boosie was discharged from his court hearing where he got the gun charge dismissed, they said. However, as he walked outside of the courtroom, he was met by federal agents where he was arrested yet again. Now, at first, nobody knew why Boosie would be arrested by the feds of all people, until we later learned that federal agents picked him up for that same gun case, leading fans and everyone else to believe that it may have been more serious than we thought. And we know that when the feds come and pick you up, it's usually because something serious. So Boosie would issue a statement via Twitter apologizing to his family, where he would say, quote, "I want to take this time to apologize to my kids. I'm sorry and I love y'all forever." Now, seeing that made us all curious because it seemed like it was pretty serious, and I guess Boosie wouldn't be sure on whether he would be coming home anytime soon or not. But anyway, we did a few videos covering all that already, so if you're interested, I'll leave a few links pinned in the comments so you guys can get up to date. But in the meantime, let's speak on Boosie being granted a bond for a federal case, which is usually very unheard of happening and strange, being that the feds came to get him and already released all the evidence that they had to prosecute him. Now, Boosie was arrested June 14th by federal agents, and his manager on Instagram at One Saturdays would take to his Instagram to post a picture of him and Boosie and announce the news of Boosie getting a bond. Now, he said, quote, "So happy to say boss man got a bond, ... and a couple more dots." Now, immediately, people would get in the comments and share how they feel about Boosie getting arrested by federal agents and getting a bond on a federal case. Because once again, that's not something that's very common at all. And it can only mean one or two things, but I'll say the rest for later. Now, here's what an ABC 10 News article had to say about Boosie getting a bond. The article would say, quote, "According to one of his attorneys, Megan Blanco, Hatch was prepared to plead guilty in the state's case and was expected to be sentenced to probation. However, the state's case was dismissed, and following a court appearance last week, Hatch was arrested on newly filed federal charges. He had remained in custody since then, as federal prosecutors stated they needed additional time to prepare for a hearing regarding Hatch's detention status." Now, if y'all don't know who Hatch is, that's Boosie's real last name. Now, on Tuesday, U.S. Magistrate Judge Allison Goddard granted Hatch bail, and if released, he will have to follow several conditions, including no travel outside of the United States. Hatch is expected to appear in federal court next week for another hearing in the case. Assistant U.S. Attorney Sandra Callahan argued in court that Hatch presented a danger to the community and was a flight risk, while Blanco argued her client was compliant with all state court conditions and made all court appearances while out of custody. Boosie will also be due back in court June 29th. Alright, now either the judge is a Boosie fan or he has amazing attorneys, because they already said that he was pleading guilty to the gun case with the state but was receiving probation. So if the feds picked him up and have additional evidence, I don't see how they allowed him to get bond. I'm not wishing jail on Boosie or anybody. What I'm trying to point out is that something is a little fishy, but I can't knock a man for finessing the system as long as he's doing it the honorable way, not the cowardly way. Now, in addition to everything else, we've learned more information in regards to the gun case. This article tells us that it was more to the gun case and why the feds have reason to believe that Boosie was trying to force his security guard to say the gun was his instead. Now, the news article said, quote, "The prosecutor said officers found two guns in the SUV, one in the security guard's bag and one on the seat between Hatch and the guard. One of those guns matched the one seen in the Instagram video involving Boosie," he alleged. He also claimed an officer overheard Hatch threatening the security guard for not taking the blame for the guns. Callahan alleged Hatch told the guard, "You're going to be in a body bag." The prosecutor described the incident as a well-thought-out plan to arm himself and hide the truth from law enforcement. In audio recordings played in court, Hatch is heard repeatedly telling officers that the guns belonged to the security guard and that he only had the gun in his waistband for the music video that he was shooting. So, if y'all remember when we did the Boosie video about him going on Math Hoffa's podcast and explaining to them how he makes whoever he's with say the weapons is theirs if they get stopped, right?
What you mean if the cops find the weapon?
Yeah, if they find a weapon, it's like 5 of y'all in the whip. It ain't yours.
This didn't happen plenty of times.
Yeah,
my boy gonna say that's his guns when they come to the car.
Now, y'all don't think that same interview will come back to harm him? You know, y'all don't think that same interview will come back to hurt him in the long run? Just think about it, right? If you was a DA and you had officers saying that they overheard Boosie trying to force his security to say the gun was his, and then you see the interview he did with Math Hoffa, you don't think that'll be a key piece of evidence? Yes it is. And if Boosie isn't careful, he may find himself in some deep trouble. And the part I'm confused at is that if he did in fact plead guilty in the state case already, but the feds picked him up and rearrested him for that same case with more evidence, how is he getting a bond? You see what I'm saying? Then just overall, I would like to know, period, how was he able to get a bond on a federal case in the first place? You know, usually when the feds come, they're not coming with ifs, ands, or buts. Like I always tell y'all, they come and they hand out time, and if you have to fight it, you have to fight your case from the inside. That's usually how it goes. Perfect example. Look at O-Block and the suspects who are accused of killing FBG Duck. None of them got bonds because that's how the feds work. But I always say that I don't know what these rappers be doing, but it seems like they live by laws that the normal average person just don't have any type of access to, because they literally get away with doing whatever and never suffer the same consequences. You know, I guess it must be nice to be a rapper these days. But anyway, I'm gonna end it here, y'all. I'm not calling Boosie a rat, by the way, because I know people gonna get in the comments, oh, you call him a rat? It's not that. Because a rat is a strong word. That whole snitch word is very strong word. In the era I'm from, you don't just throw those allegations on people out of nowhere. Those same allegations could cause you to lose your life if you ain't careful. But all I'm gonna say for now is that it's very, very strange. You know, very strange, man. And like I said, not to mention, it's funny because as this whole case go on, I'm still thinking about the whole back and forth that Boosie had with Rollo, when he was saying that he was a snitch for putting all the blame on somebody else, even though Rollo alleged that he knowingly did it. Like, he did it and the guy knows that he was supposed to take the weight. So now we pretty much got the same case with Boosie, because they're alleging that he pretty much tried to put it on a security guard. And he has admitted that that's what he do on Math Hoffa's podcast, in which I don't even know why he would get on mainstream media or whatever and say that type of information. You don't do that. Even if that's what you do, that's something that you keep within the circle. That's something that should never hit the internet. And guess what? Reasons just like this. Don't be surprised if the reason they even came and got him was because they seen that interview and said, well, look, this is what he does. You know, they already mentioned that he tried to get his security guard because they overheard him. Now, they may not have any evidence, you know, like audio evidence, but who knows? I don't know. They said they did have some type of audio of him saying something, so I don't know. But as more details emerge, man, I'll keep you guys updated. I guess we'll just have to wait and see what's going on. All right. So y'all jump in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about this. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'm going to keep on dropping. And I'm out.